That's what I was going to start with. It was super important because for me, because we go first, super important to put a marker down. Because obviously the other two, we knew that City were playing Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham's a bit of a bogey team for City. So we can afford no slip-ups just to anticipate if City do slip up. Or I'm not expecting Liverpool to slip up against Southampton, but I know they got City coming. So I'm hoping that they take points of each other. So we have to get back on the gravy train and put 3 points on the board. So then you're thinking that. But then obviously I'm always a bit sceptical after internationals because you never know where people are, innit? In terms of fitness levels and whatnot. So then the first thing was, what's the first 11 saying? I always do that. Look at the first 11. And the only thing I was a bit perturbed about was Georgie starting ahead of Thomas. Because I know Thomas didn't go away with his national team. So I know it was with us. So I was thinking, okay, so why is Thomas not starting? Is it injury or whatnot? You know what I'm saying? But naturally, Gabby starting up top, I didn't have a problem with that because Kai's gone away with Germany. Could have come back. I don't know what he's told Arteta, Gaffer, I'm feeling a bit heavy-legged or whatnot. So and Jesus didn't go nowhere. He was here with us all week, so he's trained with the Gaffer, cool. Starting Trossard wide left, no problem over Martinelli. Martinelli's travelled with Brazil. I know he played 45 or something with them. And Trossard's knock with Belgium wasn't too troubling, so him starting there. The fullback starting, Ricky and Timber, super happy because obviously Ben, I'm sure you guys heard the news that Ben's going to be out for months. So getting Ricky back was sick. So the only problem I had was Georgie not starting. I mean, Georgie starting ahead of Thomas, so that was a bit of a, okay, see, let's see what that's about. But then we start the game, and for me, it was a 10 out of 10 performance. It's a 10 out of 10 performance. I couldn't stop smiling from minute 1 to minute 90. That is exactly how I want to see my team play week in, week out. I know it's not going to happen week in, week out, but the philosophy, the ideas, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to create, what we're trying to provoke, I thought everything was perfect up until just finishing. Because I really thought we could have won that game. If we had our finishing boots, we could have won that game 6, 7, 8, 9-0. That's how dominant we were in the first half. The only complaint I had in the first half was, for as dominant as we was, it was only 1-0. It was only 1-0. But I knew that it was going to be peak for Forest because we was causing problems from like minute 1, 5 minutes in. Saka's worrying Albert Moreno out there. Odegaard and Saka link up looks like they played with each other every day when they haven't played with each other for like 2 months. Obviously, barring the Chelsea game, but it looked like it just went back into sync. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the White York and Andy Cole kind. Okay, we might not have seen each other play together, but once you get on that pitch, it's telepathic. And the fact that Ben wasn't there, because that's obviously Ben is the last piece of the triangle, but Jurien went in there and just slotted in perfectly with them. Like they didn't miss a beat out there. And then obviously Trossard out there was having a better game. Obviously he's been on the cosh by certain parts of the fan base as he's not playing well, but he had a better game. The back four is doing their thing. Saliba's looking after our knee, which was a bit more like, you know, the fans after, when you could go on Twitter, people saying, no, he's bossed him, but our knee's not played this season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Chris Wood wasn't going to start. So I thought the boys at the back done their thing, recycling it quickly. But I just thought, for me watching it, I couldn't stop smiling because the performance was literally a 10 out of 10 performance against a good Forest team. I'm not taking it into place that our Forest, survived relegation a couple of years ago. This Forest team this season are doing a job. Yeah. We're level on points with them. We're level on points with them. And they've beaten Liverpool away. So they've already gone to a challenger and taken 3 points off them. So we can't allow that to happen to us. And I felt for the boys, for it being after internationals, for the starting 11 not being our strongest 11, I thought the performance was perfect. It was nigh on perfect. I'm sure Arteta at the end of the game probably don't say much after the game. It's one of them ones where you say, brilliant performance, boys, rest up, we got Lisbon away. Because there's nothing to say about it. It was absolutely brilliant. We bossed them. They didn't have a shot on target. Bossed them. Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, nullified them. Midfield three, they just came here to battle with us. Dominguez, Yates, and Ward-Prowse. So that's not a midfield three they're trying to create. It's just trying to stop us. But they couldn't stop us because we was getting through time and time again. And like I said, the only issue was not scoring more goals. Saka's goal, brilliant goal. But it's the assist from Odegaard. It's the little shimmy, the little shift from Odegaard that makes him special. Brilliant finish by Saka. And then obviously we took Georgie off because of the yellow card. We bring Partey on because that's the only reason why Thomas probably came on, because of Georgie's yellow card, and we can't afford another sending off or whatnot. And one thing I was going to make, the point I was going to make was with Thomas, like if I was to ever see him, I'd tell him that, you see that little space, that slot, it's open every time. And the reason being is because Saka takes a double team, a triple team.
They pull out.
Then Odegaard goes there. So it takes like 4 or 5 players out there on that right hand side. And if you're coming, Thomas, just backing up play, the cutback is there all the time. You saw it against Villa.
Yeah, the thing is that 50%, not even 50, 8% of the time it goes into the sky.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's just like, but he's got it in his locker. We've seen him do it against Spurs a couple of seasons ago. So it was a beautiful finish. And then just the icing on the cake. Like I said, it was a 10 out of 10 day for me. You bring on the young boy and he gets his first goal in the league. It's a good goal as well. Good set by Sterling. And he's just knocking on the door. He's not knocking, he's banging on the door basically now. Because every time he gets on the pitch, he does something. Either he scores or he does something that makes you think,
time to up his minutes.
there's something in there. There's a player in there. He's not just a token 17-year-old that we brought up. Because we got loads of 17, 16, 18, 19-year-olds in our youth team. So he's banging on the door. But I'm happy how Arteta's managing him. And like I said, I couldn't say more about the performance because I was just watching it, just smiling, saying, perfection. That's how you win a game 3-0. Ideally, you want to win by more. Because I definitely think the league will go down to goal difference or a point or two. I don't think no one's going to run away with it. So if we have got our foot on people's necks and we can win 5, 6, 7,
do it.
Then go win 5, 6, 7. But definitely just rest up, and then we got a big game against Lisbon, and then it's West Ham away.
Yeah.